It is one thing to learn or teach remotely, but many special needs children need more than virtual academics. Thank you for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Catherine Garcia. It is a sobering reality for special ed kids in this era of distance learning. Tonight we're hearing from a local mom with a son who has cerebral palsy about how families in similar situations are holding up.
It's a lot, and the lifting and transferring stuff is tricky too, because it wasn't usually all on me all day, and he's 50 pounds and getting bigger by the minute. Say hi. Hi.
Melissa Murphy feeds and dresses her fourth grade son Laird these mornings, something his caregiver usually did. That along with a physical therapist to keep Laird's muscles from becoming stiff, as well as a speech and occupational therapist to help with motor skills. Melissa and her family are now doing it all on their own. The San Diego Regional Center provides services to more than 13,000 kids like Laird, and now those kids need services remotely.
I have my parents FaceTime in and help my kindergartner with his schoolwork, so that takes one kind of thing off my plate, and then my 12-year-old is doing all his stuff on his own. At some point, you just have to let some stuff go. Like if we don't get all the laundry done or whatever, then I just have to not worry about it, but we're trying.
Laird's caregiver, who usually goes to school with him, is helping with schoolwork online, so Laird does not fall behind. Melissa is waiting to hear whether her insurance will authorize other services to be done remotely as well. Local leaders say 5 more county residents have died from coronavirus, bringing the total now to 36. There were 76 new cases today, bringing the county's total number of cases to 1,530. We've also learned a San Diego Harbor police officer has tested positive for the virus. That officer left on a scheduled leave almost 3 weeks ago. For the first time since this pandemic began, we're getting an idea of how it's affecting communities of color across California. Governor Newsom says in 6,306 cases in which race was reported, and that's just a portion of all cases, 30% were Hispanic, 6% were Black, and 14% were Asian. The numbers are only 37%, though, of all of the coronavirus cases in the state. The number of positive cases in California right now stands at 16,957.
It's one thing to have that data, it's another to do something with it, to make the data actionable. And that is absolutely essential. And in every category, we are doing more to be culturally competent in terms of our testing, our outreach, our communication, and our capacity to deliver care.
The governor also said he has asked the legislature for $1.4 billion from California's Emergency Relief Fund to pay for personal protective equipment for Californians.
And it's tough, it's difficult. We've reinvented who we are.
Some South Bay businesses are going farther with social distancing when it comes to picking up food. A lot of small businesses on 3rd Avenue in Chula Vista are asking customers to put a towel on the hood of their car. Then an employee puts the food order on the towel, walks away. They say it's keeping social distancing even more distant. Also changing with the times, Subway and Panera Bread. They are now selling some groceries for people who are stuck at home that are eating fewer meals from restaurants. Panera customers are able to order bread, bagels, milk, yogurt, cream cheese, even fresh produce. Subway's beta program allows customers to buy things online, including baked bread, deli meat, sliced cheese, veggies, and soups. Curbside pickup orders can be ready in an hour at some locations. Well, we've seen a lot of rain across San Diego County in recent days. A slow-moving storm is also bringing some snow to our mountains, including up at Palomar Mountain. Here's Dagmar now with what the storm looks like for tomorrow.
Your Thursday is looking pretty decent by comparison to what the last several days have brought. So we've had mostly cloudy skies with winds and colder temperatures mixed in there. So not quite warm for you yet through your Thursday or even your Friday. But at the very least, you'll have more of a pop of sun mixed in there than you had the last 2 days. So the occasional area, fleck of blue sky, but still expect showers at a rate of about 30 to 40% for the coast and the inland valleys, low 60s there, ending up seeing the mountains at about the mid 40s. But maybe even at those temperatures, a flake or two of snow could make it from the low clouds hanging just over the mountains all the way down to the ground, which is a shorter distance there, so they wouldn't have time to melt. So a few flurries are possible, even in the low to the mid 40s. With the deserts, you're looking at about 70 degrees and a 20% chance for showers.
Tonight we are hearing from a Carlsbad doctor who came out of retirement to battle the coronavirus pandemic head on.
So I'm 62 and never thought that I'd be back to at the hours that I did when I was an intern and resident in hospitals, and all of a sudden I'm asked to do that with very little sleep.
Dr. Chuck Wright was settling into retirement when the pandemic took over. Now front and center as a volunteer for CalMAT, the California Medical Assistance Teams. He is headed to wherever he's needed. So far, he's worked as a medical director in San Mateo and up in Northern California helping with the Grand Princess quarantine. Wright says his concern for catching the virus, yeah, it's always there, but he says his need to help others outweighs his fear.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to this unprecedented Zoom wedding.
This is pretty cool. Obviously not what Lucas and Melissa had in mind for their wedding day, but hey, they found a way even in the middle of everything that's going on. The Denver couple was supposed to be in San Diego for their wedding, but when all of this happened, they knew they had to adjust their plans. So with the help of Zoom, they took the ceremony online. They were joined by their closest family and friends.
So important that we see that there are good things that are still happening right now. We want to start our life together, and waiting for some date in the future just wasn't something we wanted to do.
Well, Lucas and Melissa say, yeah, they are still planning to have a party eventually so that everybody can celebrate in person. They say they've already planned their honeymoon for next December. Congratulations. That's going to do it for our nightly check-in. If you listen to podcasts, be sure to subscribe to Insight from our Investigates team. We'll have a new episode this week related to the economic impact COVID-19 is having on our region. Have a good night.